Welcome to BizRoanoke, and today we're going to be talking about one of the new assets on the Carilion Clinic campus at Riverside. And we have with us Dr. Dan Harrington, who is the Vice President of Academic Affairs for Carilion Clinic. Hi, Dan.
Hi, good morning.
Thank you for being with us today.
You're welcome.
We want to talk about your role in the new Center for Simulation, Research, and Patient Safety here on the campus. Tell us about that.
Well, we've had a simulation lab for the last 10 years, and it's been located in the hospital in about an 800 square feet space. And you can imagine it's small.
That's very small.
And so Carilion has invested a significant amount of money to expand that to the old trolley barn. And we now have 12,000 square feet for the Center for Simulation, Research, and Patient Safety. And so this new simulation lab is a real addition to the educational, research, and patient safety issues that are associated with Carilion.
And this is on the, actually on the bridges, where the bridges is located, sort of behind the bridges, near the event venue.
Right. And I'm the VP for Academic Affairs, and so the Simulation Center reports to me, so I've overseen the building of it.
Great. The purpose of the facility, let us hear about that.
The facility is really a catalyst for a number of things. It's education for our students, residents, nursing staff, and the community, actually, to learn how to be better able to take care of patients. And so you have that piece, but then you throw human factors research into it, and it really becomes a patient safety and quality issue. And so we do education, but you start learning how to take care of patients in a better way.
What are some of the expected outcomes or the mission for the new center?
Well, I think it's going to be helpful for our students in terms of learning how to be better doctors. But I think in the long run, it's basically to improve the quality and safety of the care that we provide at Carilion.
And that kind of plays into economic development.
Absolutely.
So what do you feel the impact on economic development in the city of Roanoke will be?
I think there are several things that could occur, and that would be using this center, because it's a 12,000 square feet center, it's large, and bring in external companies to be able to do projects here and educational sessions, which means you're bringing physicians and other people from other places who would be actually spending time and money in Roanoke.
Fantastic. We like that.
Yes,
Dan,
we do.
Thank you for doing that. If viewers would like to learn more about the new Center for Simulation, Research, and Patient Safety, how may they do that?
We go to Carilion's website and go to the Simulation Center or the Center for Simulation, Simulation Research and Patient Safety, and there's information about the center. Okay,
so we'd probably go to CarilionClinic.org.
Yes.
And then in the search engine, just type in simulation, and you'll find the information. Yes. Great. Dan, thank you so much for your time today and for being with us, and we're looking forward to getting inside and seeing what it's all about over there.
It's a beautiful building.
Yes. Thank you for your time today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And we'll be right back. Welcome back. We're with Dr. Sarah Parker. Dr. Parker is the Senior Director for the new Center for Simulation, Research, and Patient Safety here on the Carilion campus. Hi, Sarah.
Hi. Thank you for coming.
And thank you for being with us today and for the fabulous tour we've just received. So talk to us about the new center and how it coincides with the research that you are doing.
So I do research on how humans perform in complex work settings. So one of the things I'm really interested in is when people are under significant stress, how can we create interventions that help them be able to do their work to the top of their abilities? So here in the Simulation Center, we can create acutely stressful scenarios which have no risk to actual patients, but we can teach our learners how do you actually respond in these moments of acute stress, and we can help train them to give them opportunities to perform a little bit better when they are actually in a moment with a real patient. So our goal is to help to optimize that kind of performance under acute stress in the clinical setting and teach it to them here where they're safe from actually hurting anybody.
Sarah, you've talked about the audience that you're teaching to. Who are the users of this facility?
That's a great question. So we are trying to work with all different folks who touch patients here at Carilion. So that can mean medical students, that can mean nursing students, that can mean brand new nurses who are on orientation, that can mean brand new physicians who are here doing their residency. That can also mean attending level physicians and nurses. So our goal is to work with anyone who is touching our patients so that they can have some practice here, both working on kind of the technical aspects of care, but also working together as a team.
Sarah, what is an example of a simulation that would take place here?
So we do all kinds of stuff. It really runs the gamut. So we can do work with a maternal type scenario where a mom has just given birth and we're in an emergent postpartum hemorrhage situation. We can do pediatric simulations where a patient might have been in some sort of accident or a fall and we're trying to diagnose that injury. We can do difficult intubations, which are kind of a day-to-day thing that folks deal with up on the floors. We can also do care for an ICU patient, so delivering medications and seeing what kind of physiological things happen after that medication delivery. We work really closely with our nursing colleagues on code blue scenarios. So these are, when a patient starts to decompensate, how does our team react and how do we get engaged as quickly as possible with them? And we do a lot of work with trauma resuscitation. So if a patient has a traumatic injury, how do we stabilize that patient and then diagnose and triage that patient appropriately? So we do everything from highly emergent, unexpected scenarios to kind of day-to-day care that's just critical for making sure that our patients in our community are well cared for.
And how does all of this impact the medical research?
So I think it has tremendous impact on the medical research. So, the growth of the Health Sciences and Technology District has just been extraordinary over the last year, and it's only going to get more and more, which is really exciting for us because we sit at that opportunity for translation. So, you can have all of these great medical discoveries, and then we can bring them here and test it and see how would that actually look in practice. And then we have the opportunity to take it and translate it into actual care at the hospital that's just down the street.
Wow. If our viewers would like to learn more about what is happening here, how can they do so?
So if you go to CarilionClinic.org and type into the search bar the Center for Simulation Research and Patient Safety, we are right there. You can also just Google Carilion Clinic and Center for Simulation and our webpage will pop right up.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for being with us today. Again, for the wonderful tour. I feel very lucky to live in Roanoke, Virginia, knowing that our healthcare professionals are getting this training here. So thank you.
Of course, thank you.
And we'll be right back. Welcome back. We are with Daniel DeMarco. Daniel is an associate principal with AECOM here in the city of Roanoke. Hi, Daniel.
Hello, Lisa.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. Daniel, how was your firm involved with the new Center for Simulation Research and Patient Safety at Carilion?
We were first approached by Curtis Mills with Carilion to look at providing a new home for the simulation space.
Right.
And we looked at a couple different buildings before focusing on this trolley barn. So we got involved through our connection with Carilion and the work that we've been doing for them.
Right. The other places you looked, were they on the Carilion campus?
They were nearby.
Nearby?
There are some buildings nearby, but then the opportunity here at the trolley barn opened up.
Okay.
And we looked at this as a great location for this center.
And it's located within the Bridges development at Riverside. It was formerly the Roanoke Railway and Electric Company streetcar barn originally, years ago.
Exactly.
And so how do you take a facility like that with all of the historic features of the building and make it a very high-tech, state-of-the-art facility by your medical research
That was
facility?
one of the really exciting components of the project, was to have that duality.
Right.
So when it was a Roanoke Railway car barn, that was back in 1912 when the building was built. Rail cars started in Roanoke. 1887, 1899 is when the company really picked up and the business grew. So from about 1912, they needed a place to park the trolley cars at night. So this structure was built to support housing 56 cars overnight, and the cars would go out during the day and serve Vinton and South Roanoke and the Grandin Court area.
Right.
And then at night they would come back into this structure that was really just a roof structure with 2 open bays at either end.
Wow.
So we wanted to preserve that history.
Yeah.
In Roanoke, the rail cars were slowing down in terms of a business model in the 30s. By 37, rail lines started to be removed, and by 48 there were no more streetcars. So the building itself became a storage building from about the 50s until now. So looking at the historic use of it, we wanted to preserve that openness.
Right.
So we worked with Hill Studio. Hill Studio had the expertise with historic preservation, so I went with them to Richmond to talk to the Department of Historic Resources. And they had criteria that we needed to look at in terms of how we designed within this big open box. So we kind of came up with a box within a box concept where we wanted to create these really high-tech areas that were contained within these nice little crisp boxes that were still shrouded by this historic patina, of the former use.
Right. Wow.
So it's a nice kind of dichotomy in how we plugged in the new into the old.
What are some interesting features our viewers might want to hear about that are in the design of the new facility?
So again, just the box within a box. The program of the space included simulation environments for medical practitioners. So we had classrooms where they just need to learn about new things. A doctor and nurse, they really never finish their education. Every year they're learning more and more.
Right.
So this facility allows them the place to do that. So there were classroom areas, there were computer areas, but then there were also rooms where they could go and simulate patient care. So there were 2 different types of patient rooms. One was a shared, one was a single, but then we had an operating room, we had a trauma room. And when you walk into those spaces, you'll see boom-mounted equipment, very sophisticated equipment that you would find over at Roanoke Memorial Hospital or other hospitals.
Right.
But here we are in what used to be a trolley barn, so it's kind of an unusual blend of new and old.
Well, it makes you really appreciate what we have here in Roanoke, and it makes you feel really good about our health care here.
Yeah,
knowing that our health care practitioners are getting training there. It's wonderful. How can viewers learn more about AECOM and the caliber of the projects completed by the company?
Great. Yeah, AECOM has been around just over 70 years, so we just celebrated a major milestone in our company.
Congratulations.
We've been here thank you, in Roanoke for 70 years, not me personally. But our company continues to want to see Roanoke grow. A lot of our projects are here in Roanoke. You can go to aecom.com and see the full complement of our services.
Listen, Daniel, thank you so very much for your help today, and we'll look forward to hearing more about your great work in the future.
Great. Thank you, Lisa. It's been my pleasure.
Thank you. And we'll be right back. Thank you for being with us today. If you have more questions regarding the Carilion Clinic Center for Simulation, Research, and Patient Safety, please give me a call. My number is 540-853-1694, or you may reach me at lisa.soltis@roanokeva.gov. Thank you.